chat, it's time to finish things off with a Pew video. Oh yes, we are doing PewView, but it's not the typical Pew video. It is not his typical one. This may not be a panty soaker, as much as you might be disappointed about this. Okay, I know you may be disappointed, but this may not be me moaning and just creaming my panties because Pew is just using his fingers in oh so glorious ways. No, this is Pew, I believe, with Nick, as in Fat Electrician Nick. So we have Nick and Nick, and they are basically debunking Hollywood myths when it comes to guns. So this is not him but I don't think this is going to be him rapid firing, testing out guns and rapid firing them with, oh, so delicious speed where I can see those fingers moving and think, oh God, why not me? No, this is him and Nick. Looks like they're like debunking Hollywood gun myths, hence the title, Hollywood Doesn't Know Guns. So, yes, it's kind of like a gun mythbusters, a practical gun mythbusters. So, let's do it.
All right, we've all seen this in movies 1,000 times. You hide behind the couch, you duck behind the fridge, you use your car as cover, but here's the problem. Most of that gets you killed. So today we're testing it for real. Everyday objects versus real rounds. 22, 9mm, 223, 12 gauge, and 300 blackout. And we're not guessing. We've got a ballistics dummy lab behind every single one of these objects. If the bullet stops, it's cover. If it doesn't, it's concealment. So let's get started with number one, the fridge. All right, Nick, what do we got first? Hold up.
Oh God, we already know how this is gonna go. We've seen this. You guys remember when we watched the demo Matt video where he basically shot from the house next door through the fridge into the bad guy that was hiding behind the fridge. Like even a 22 had a surprising level of penetration through the fridge from the house next door. Yes, PewView is the one that worked with Nick and Ballistic High Speed for the Carlos half-cocked scope shot, and first shot, first try, got it right through the fucking scope. Yes, it is him. He is a fucking aimbot, and God, I love every moment of it.
Yeah, first. Hold up. Gotta do some introductions. We got the Fat Electrician sitting out here with us.
Hi, expert in nothing except for talking shit. That's why I'm here.
Really fucking hates communism. Has a lot of podcasts. Really isn't fat. Love it.
Perfect. That's what we're doing. We're talking shit about action movies because a lot of it is just plain silly. So we got a minivan out here. Obviously, we're going to put a ballistics dummy lab torso behind some doors, behind the engine block, behind the tires. And we're going to start low with calibers. We got 22, 9mm, 300 blackout, 223, 12 gauge, just the normal common calibers, and see what is going to stop. I don't have high hopes for absolutely anything.
I think you're going to be blown away how well 22 performs, to be honest with you.
I think so too.
For sure, everything 9mm and after is puncturing through.
Yeah, Nick knows because Nick was there when Matt did his experiment of shooting through a house from another house. Nick was involved in that, and he was surprised. Like, they were all, Nick included, surprised at how well the 22 performed.
22 is the only thing that might stop, but I think you're going to be surprised at how little it stops.
I agree. Now, Nick had a pretty good idea. So in some self-defense scenarios, when you're sitting in your vehicle and you have the gun down by your lap so the other person can't see what you got, shooting through the door, I want to know if that's going to be effective, because not a bad idea.
It's one way to find out. M&P 22X.
Right in the middle, one shot.
No ears. Oh, I missed.
A little bit low.
Went right through, though.
Yeah, it went literally right through. It didn't look like anything.
Boom! Look at that. There's the hole. There's the hole. 22 clean through the fucking fridge. That's a 22. 22 is such an underappreciated caliber. So underappreciated. People think like, oh, it's, you know, you got a broke dick 22. No, 22 will fuck your world up. There's a reason why professional assassins for the mob consistently use 22s. Because they were fucking lethal. And they still are. If you get shot in the right part of the body with them, a 22 will end you. In the head or in the heart, 22, game over.
Had a hard time at all.
All right, let's try again.
A little bit higher.
Let me just go right there.
Oh, he's bleeding.
1,
So, hey, look at this.
2.
They didn't go very far. The 22s are stopping, and you know, that's not killing you. Look at the 22 bullet up on the rib right here.
It's still not gonna fucking feel good.
Oh, hell no. But you're walking away from that one.
Walking's a strong word.
Your
See,
liver's not doing the best in your professional medical career you got there. Is
You
this
don't
guy
need the
making
whole
it?
thing. You don't need a whole liver.
Through the dresser, 22 again. Holy fuck,
Did the
stop.
fucking dresser stop it?
Where'd you hit?
Second drawer?
What?
It damn near didn't.
Hey.
It stopped right there.
All right, I'm surprised.
9mm. All right, now we're gonna use the new
Nice.
M&P metal frame competitor. All right, 9mm.
Oh, great. That's surprising. Actually, no, you know what? You know what? I'm not surprised. Think about how many layers of wood. Nick was literally trying to shoot through 4 layers of wood. So it doesn't honestly surprise me that this might have stopped the 22. Yeah, absolutely. The fridge, it's like plastic. The metal on the outside of the fridge is a very thin, like aluminum, maybe. And a 22 will zip right through that, but this is like solid, going on the assumption that this is a good quality wood dresser. We're going on the assumption it's a good, solid wood quality dresser. Yeah, it will stop it. And he was even high. If he'd aimed lower, like here, because you can see that the impact point was here. If he'd aimed lower on the dresser where it actually impacted the full board here and here, I think it might have actually had the rounds laid in the drawer. I think there's a distinct possibility that the round would have lost so much energy after going through the outer layer and then the inner drawer layer that it might have actually come to a rest inside the drawer. Absolutely possible. Yeah.
Here, didn't.
Hey.
It stopped right there.
All right, I'm surprised.
9mm. All right, now we're gonna use the new M&P metal frame competitor. All right, 9mm now.
4 layers. The outer, so by 4 layers, you have the outer dresser wood. Then you have the inner right side of the drawer that is wood. Then you have the inner left side of the drawer that is wood. And then you have the outer left side of the dresser itself. So 4 pieces of wood, 4 layers of wood that the round would have had to travel through.
Shot. Hold up.
Right over the shoulder.
It diverted it good enough. He didn't get got. I'm curious to know if this is like coming out sideways. Let's set up high speed so we can find out. All right, I'm moving up a little bit so I can get more of a downward angle. And we're gonna see if this bullet is keyholing through this dresser.
Okay.
It's got some chunk.
Wait, hang on. Did that keyhole though? Hang on. I wasn't looking for it. Did that keyhole? Where's the round? There, where's the freaking round? Shit, did I miss it? Hang on. There are you. Where's the there we go. There's the round. Nope, it didn't keyhole. It didn't, there's the round right there. It's a little bit blurry, but it did not keyhole. It's still spiraling. So no, it looks like no keyhole on that one.
It's got some chunks in them.
Got some chunks in them. Oh, I see where the bullets came through right here.
Dead. Dead. D-E-D.
Do a little turnaround right here. Oh, okay.
Dead.
How far? I can see the bullet. If you look down on the other side of this rib right here, just went in the lung.
Tension pneumothorax. Dead.
Random Stray. Love the name, by the way. Welcome. You're right. That would be a very interesting test, is to put actual items in the fridge and put clothes in the dresser. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I wonder if they're planning on doing that. I don't know, they may not. But that is an excellent point. They're shooting it through empty things. Empty fridge, empty dresser, when these normally might be full. Yeah. I'm a little surprised that they're not doing that. That's a good idea.
5 minutes.
What dinosaur was that?
Tension or axis.
It looks like that bullet was perfectly stabilized through that whole thing. It kind of took a lot of shit and kind of smacked him with it, but the dresser is not safe to hide behind, huh?
No.
All right, we're gonna form this a little bit different. So instead of moving up each caliber with each different object, because obviously a 22 is going through most of this and we don't want to mangle the torso right off the bat. We're not even gonna move the torso because obviously that's not doing jack shit.
You might as well just hit the coffee table quick. That ain't stopping it either.
Yeah.
No, it is not.
Told you.
That is Action Movie's favorite thing to do, is hide behind your shitty IKEA coffee
Quick,
table.
flip the table.
Yeah.
It's not doing anything.
That's the thing that drives me crazy is like in movies and shit, it's like people will just take cover like behind a car, like not an engine block, but like a car door or
Table.
you know, they'll flip it, flip a table in a
Yeah.
gunfight. It's like, cool, you've made concealment. Not cover.
You want to get shot or you want to get shot
Correct.
and have splinters?
Which, by the way, that's also a lot of standard practices for police officers, is that when they do felony traffic stops, what do they use when they do a felony traffic stop and order someone out of the car? Because most of them do not cant their vehicles. They use the door. They open the door and they go in the jam. And so they don't actually facilitate cover. They facilitate concealment. Unless when they pull the traffic stop, when they stop their vehicles, they actually cant the vehicles so that they have access to the engine block and a proper line of sight to the suspect, in which case then they actually have cover. No, their doors typically do not have ballistic plates. The vast majority of police cars are not armored. They're not. Maybe some like special operations groups that they can get more funding for their division might have that, but the vast majority of police cars are not armored. They basically their police package is basically tweaks to the engine and the equipment inside. Again, maybe special ops groups or like high crime areas where there's a high propensity for firearm incidents, and the city decides to, for those vehicles that are patrolling in that area, they decide to put more money into those specific units. Sure, but the average cop throughout the country does not have an armor. Their squads are not armed.
Really, your options.
Let's go to the car. Let's actually set up the ballistics torso. All right, we got a lot of confidence that the 22 is going to do way more than we think it's going to do. So he's going to sit in that seat, shoot out of that door, through the fridge door, and see if we can hit this target. Science.
Yes, science.
Let her rip. Holy shit! Stop. Move up to a 9mm. 9mm, going hot. You hit the target, dude.
Yep. There it is.
Told ya, gun safe.
Hell yeah. Straight through the door, straight through the refrigerator, and smack the target. 10 points.
There
All right,
you
now
go.
How about 2 doors and the torso? Shit about fucking paint, dude. Through there. You did
Through the
flip
seat?
the seat.
I got bad news.
What?
There's no exit.
What? Nice. All right, 9mm stop.
I hit the seat.
Well,
Yeah,
because
you
he
hit
hit the
the
All right,
seat.
let me go a little higher.
All right, 9mm a little bit higher. No seats involved. Let her rip. I heard
I
this.
hit the target.
That did.
Fucking nailed it.
That
That's
did.
crazy that it doesn't keyhole anything. That bullet is perfectly stable coming out of this, and
Well, yeah, because we have a little bit of an advantage here because we have seen Scott shooting through vehicles God knows how many times on Kentucky Ballistics. So we know that car doors don't stop shit. That the lower caliber rounds easily just zip right the fuck through car doors. Because yeah, it's just like, it's sheet metal. These, like, the whole purpose of the whole design behind these vehicles is to crumple easily. They're not to, the metal used in the construction of the outer shell of cars is designed specifically to crumple. That's the whole concept of crumpled zones. They're not made of hard metal that is supposed to stand up to impact. Because when, if you have a hard metal, there's a more likelihood of you as the driver or the passenger being bounced the fuck around because the car is bouncing as well. When the cars got redesigned back in the fucking 80s, like mid to late 80s, with the concept of the crumple zone, so that a vehicle, when it strikes something, crumples, is so that the vehicle does not go bouncing fucking everywhere upon an impact. So the outer shell of vehicles is not designed to stop anything. And so, yeah, low caliber rounds will zip right the fuck through it, except for maybe the 22. Maybe the 22 has a chance of stopping it, but otherwise it'll just go right on through it.
Into this. All right, and it hit it with some fucking authority too.
Hide behind the seats.
That's crazy. What is stopping like in the dash? Because you got a bunch of plastic.
I don't know. You want to find out?
Shitty sheet metal.
You want to find out?
Yeah.
Dash.
Down,
Go through the
lot of electronics there.
passenger and driver's door right here. Just get level with it again. And go through the back. I feel like that one stopped. Yeah, that one's good. Holy fuck. None of those went through. This one got really close, but it stopped. So if somebody's ripping on you with a 9mm and you get behind your minivan or your car, you could be okay as long as you don't hide right here. I wonder if
It's the positioning. If you're going to hide behind your vehicle, position yourself so you are not only behind your vehicle, but that you have the seats in the way. That not only do you have the two sides of the left and right side of the vehicle in the way, but also the seats are in direct line of where it would be fired at you. Because the dash, this is kind of tantamount to the engine block. There is a lot of shit in this dashboard. You've got the steering wheel column, you've got all of the electronics that are running throughout this dash for steering, for the transmission, for transmission, for the radio, for the instrumentational panel. There's a lot of stuff running through the dash. And then where he shot, basically it was in line with the seats, so it'll bury in the seats because the seats have the foam and the cushioning, which can actually stop, which may actually stop the round. And especially in the rear seat, that's like a full bench seat. So not only do you have the, it's also thicker steel on the backside. The doors are absolutely thinner than the actual rear quarter panels. The rear quarter panels probably are made of firmer steel than the doors. So you actually have a little bit more firmer steel. You have more substance behind them because you don't have to worry about them being the doors where people have to get out of. Plus, you have the full row of seats in the back that can also provide you with some cover. So, yeah, makes kind of sense.
I wonder if all of these went through seats or what happened here.
It's stuck in the door. It didn't go through the door.
Soccer mom's fucking putting an armor in here,
What
dude.
is? Hold
I
on.
know
That's
what
surprising.
happened.
What?
That window doesn't roll down, so it doesn't have any motors in it.
Oh.
That window rolls down, it has motors and bars and shit.
Go down another dick and a half. That's a huge dick,
I
dude.
know.
Damn. They go through?
Yeah. Tumbled
Tumbled and diverted?
into the seat.
So you took that one straight to the nuts.
All right. Driver's doors. Better than other doors.
Pretty good. I seen at least one make it through. I think it was your shot over here that made it all the way through.
Whatever they're hitting in that door, it's making them tumble like a motherfucker.
You got two through. There's jacketing
That's
laying on the
it's
seat.
the gears.
You see bullet holes all over the seat. Two of them went through, and one of those was through a seat. Nice. I think Buckshot is probably not going to make it through everything.
Probably.
Let's find out.
I do want to see the buckshot versus a couch, to be honest with you.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Nick, you want to pop
that'd
the
be
couch
interesting.
with Buckshot?
Not working.
Literally did nothing. All right. Driver's side first.
Straight
Now,
through.
this is an SBS, so it is traveling a little bit slower with a suppressor, so hopefully we got a shot. All right, that probably didn't stop shit.
No.
Just shredded the seat. Did we get pass through? No pass through.
This is basically shooting a frag grenade into your cab. Is about the equivalent of that.
All right, we go a little bit higher with these doors. I think you got the motor, huh? I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I'd want to be sitting inside of that van when that happens.
Nope. You go through?
Nope. One of them. And it made it through this. One of your BBs made it all the way through.
Line! One of the pellets made it all the way through the vehicle, through and through, and then through the fridge door. That's impressive. So if he'd aimed a little bit higher above the seats, it could have cleared, the shotgun could have cleared the minivan. If he'd aimed a little bit higher over the seats. Wow.
Two of them got really close. This one came through, this one got close, not so much.
My lucky BB.
You hit your target.
That one's making like perfect nipples.
Yeah, it is. Ever rub it for good luck? I'm curious about the fridge, actually. Go hit the fridge.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with no. Look at the size of this exit hole. I
Holy
wish you had
shit.
like an old fridge from the 30s.
Oh,
That
one
would
of
be
the
a good
lead ones?
video. If we just compared modern
Yes, it
fridges
would.
versus like lead-lined fridges from 30s, 40s, 50s.
According to Fallout, you're gonna be pretty safe from nuclear
Indiana
explosion.
Jones, bro.
That's
Indiana
true. That
There
Jones
we
survived.
go. Nick called it. Nick called it.
2, 1, 0.
Duke in the fridge, baby.
All right, got a Mustang Armament Chesty, 77 grain, 223, 12.5-inch barrel. I'm just gonna pepper this thing all over and see if anything's actually gonna stop, because not a lot of
How's
wind
Lee?
could just divert its energy, tumble, not make it
It's
through.
gonna tumble through.
Rip a couple of these. So I'd say it tumbled, huh? That window breaking out is kind of crazy though. So nothing went through. It just something got hit inside of this and fucking grenaded. And just a piece of shrapnel hit this window. It wasn't even a bullet.
It wasn't.
9 mil reigns supreme.
Interesting.
I'm gonna go through the back.
Every one of those shots hit the seat.
Did it?
Yeah, go higher.
It definitely hurt
target.
steel.
Yeah, that got
You hit the
through.
target.
1 out of 3. And it came
Oh,
through
wow.
sideways as fuck. Look at this. Well, 2 of them came through. So they're keyholing and ripping through everything.
Holy crap.
Yeah. They're keyholing right out of the fucking gate.
Yep.
Too much energy.
So are you suggesting that if somebody wants to do a drive-by, they utilize a 9mm with FMJs?
Block switch. Grab the 300 blackout. I don't see what 300 blackout does.
Okay.
It's slower.
I think the 300 blackout might have issues. We've seen the 300 blackout, like this thing buzzes like a drill, but we've seen when he's used when he's used the blackout, the 300 blackout before. It's hard to what's the word I'm looking for? Hard cover. Well, no, it does zip through the railroad tie. When he tested it before, it did zip right through the railroad tie. So it depends on what he hits, I think. Okay, this could be interesting. Or yeah, I'm thinking of the 8.6 blackout. You're right. You're right. I'm mixing up 300 with the 8.6. You are correct.
I'm gonna go with not stopping it.
Not stopping shit,
No.
huh? Even your first shots. Holy fuck! It's coming through sideways, and since that's a 220,
Holy shit!
how long that
Holy
bullet is?
Fuck! Look at that exit. Holy crap! God, that fucking tumbled like crazy and still tore through everything. Holy shit!
All 3 of your exits keyhole sideways.
I like that.
Big fucking
That-
keyholes.
I hit the target.
Oh my god, he gave it a headshot. Fuck yes.
Definitely an accident.
Headshot with a sideways bullet.
I may or may not have done that on purpose just because I wanted to see a headshot tumble.
Look at this. That's gonna look fucking sick on
Back of the
ice.
skull.
Jesus.
Oh, showing. Oh. Did you see that? Oh my god, watch this. This is nuts. This is fucking nuts. Alright. Here's the round. So it's already tumbling as it comes out. Okay, this is the round right here. Coming out, it's already tumbling. Just wild tumbling as it's coming out. Still spin it. Look at that. Full on sideways. And when it hits, it literally hits like sideways. Kind of. And then boom, tears right through the skull into the steel target. Holy crap. Hi, Dragon Paladin.
Come here. Where'd I get him?
With
Right
X
on the
goes
side of the
like
head.
that. If he ain't dead, he ain't happy.
Oh, dad's he's fucked. That amount of blood coming out. Oh yeah, you're done. Look at the geyser coming from that exit wound. Like that's fucking done.
Come here. Where'd I get him?
Right in
Oh,
the
right
top
on the
of
side of the
dome.
head.
That'll do you, huh? You can tell by the way that it is. All right, for shits and giggles, we got a ballistics dummy lab torso sitting in the passenger seat right now. We got a little bit of elevation. He's got a 300 blackout. I got a 223. We got a high-speed camera. We're just gonna rattle this thing and see what happens.
Yay!
I'm
Rattle,
excited to see
boys.
what that is gonna look like, because them buggers are gonna tumble through a windshield. Go.
Oh, God, yes! Oops! Hold up! We have to examine this. Hold the fuck up! We need to examine this. One of those rounds impacted and didn't penetrate. Wait, is this? No, not this one. This one. This round hits and doesn't penetrate. You can see the impact and it's sticking out. It's stuck in the pectoral skin. That's a round right there. That's a bullet sticking out of the pectoral. Holy shit, that's impressive. Well, there it is. Can't see. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, he's getting fucked up. Oh, he's
I
getting
don't think you're
fucked up.
making that.
Excuse me, do you have oil?
Nothing below went through the seat. It was only the headshots. Listen, if you're going somewhere a little bit sketchy, be in the back seat. So surprisingly, push this forward a little bit. Not a lot of this stuff actually went through it. Here's a 300 blackout.
Okay, something to take into consideration though is they are firing suppressed. That's something that hasn't quite been factored in here, is all of these weapons they're firing are all suppressed. And when you're firing a suppressed weapon, that does reduce, it reduces the velocity of the round. So that could be a factor that if they, I don't think these are increasing speed. These are probably these suppressors are probably decreasing speed. And yeah, they're also subsonic rounds. I would wager that if we're talking like averages, the average shooter probably isn't. Chances are they're probably not firing subsonic. If they're just grabbing what they can get, they're probably firing supersonic and non-suppressed. So I think we are getting some limited travel speed, some limited bullet velocity because of subsonic rounds and the suppressors. So what's the average velocity reduction as a percentage? Spitballing it off the top of my head, and this is completely non-scientific because I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. I want to say that you're going to see a velocity reduction with suppressors of, I feel like it's 10 to 15%. Just spitballing off the top of my head, I could be dead fucking wrong. I absolutely could. But something is telling me that it could be a reduction of roughly 10 or 15% velocity speed when a suppressor is involved. Yeah, There is a substantive change when you tap onto a suppressor. Now, for the for shooting without without anything without any obstructions in the way, it won't make that much of a difference when you're shooting in an unobstructed target. But if you have an obstructed target, depending upon your distance, it could make a difference. It absolutely could. So if they were running with non-suppressed, even subsonic rounds, I would say that more of these rounds not only would have penetrated through the glass into the torso and then through the seat. Now it's a suspicion. I'd be very curious if they actually did this again and actually played around with actually like removing the suppressors and going non-suppressed. But that would be my suspicion. Unsuppressed, these rounds could penetrate all the way through the seat, I feel.
You can see a 300 blackout down there on the chair, but where it was hitting the torso, nothing went through the seat.
So what you're telling me is buddies are in fact cover.
Yes.
All right, well, definitely not gonna flinch every time somebody yells cover me from now on.
All right, so conclusion. I think movies are pretty wrong. I think any of this thing is saving you from jack shit, other than a 22, maybe.
Other than a Dodge Grand Caravan driver's side door.
Yeah, that thing was pretty fucking bulletproof.
Captain America needs to carry that bitch as a shield.
So.
He did. He did, Nick. First movie, he ripped the door off of a taxi and literally used it as a shield.
Torso didn't make it. None of our cover made it. It's all just concealment. There you have it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
All right, we've all seen this in movies 1,000.
Okay, I don't know why it just repeated, but okay, that was odd. I don't know why it started over like that. Anyway, that was fun. Oh, that was fun to see that. It's so fun. It's so great seeing Nick and Nick playing with guns together.